I'm Alessandro Fasoli, director of the Woodspin. Welcome to our restaurant. So today we are decanting a bottle of Pomerol 2012 Chateau du Grand Chambellan. But before we start within the process, I wanted to talk you through the mise en place that is needed to operate. So we'll have a candlestick with a nice candle holder. We keep it very minimalistic here at the Woodspin. We got a snuffle because we try to avoid too much smoke at the end of the process to filtrate into the air of the room. We have an electric lighter. You can use matches if you prefer it. We'll have a little side plate over here to keep the cork, but also the capsule. I have my corkscrew and a wine waiter cloth. I have a very simple decanter. I prefer to have a straightforward decanter, which is not too complicated when then serving the wines at the table. And I have a glass, a Merlot glass, for me to taste the wine. So the first things that I will do is to take the capsule of the Pomerol bottle away from the bottle, and I will do a straight cut on the back of the capsule. This should allow me to move the capsule away from the bottle and have it on the side in one piece on my little plate. It's very important to keep the top of the bottle clean at any given time. Second part will require to keep the bottle still on the gueridon so that the label is always facing the guest. And then with the help of your corkscrew, right in the middle, go inside the cork. You don't have to go too far down within the cork so that you can pull the first half of the cork together, trying to maintain the label facing the client, and very slowly extract the cork. Smelling the cork, it will give you an understanding straight away of any major defect that the wine will have. I will place the cork facing up on the plate, close my corkscrew, always keeping it nice and tidy on the gueridon, and again I will re-clean the top of the bottle, making sure that there are not parts landing inside the bottle of wine. I like to vinificate my wine inside the decanter, so that the decanter is literally getting ready to receive the wine itself. That will give me also the opportunity to try the wine and again keeping it very nice and tidy. The decanter will go in front of the glass itself so that I can see through the glass into the white tablecloth and understand the color of the wine, but also the nose and the taste of the wine. This one is perfect. I will then change and put the decanter in position ready for the decanting and the glass in front. And again, I placed each item on the gueridon so that for me it's easy to move them around with a logic approach. So the wood bottle will go on the right and the candle will land in the middle. I will then have my electric lighter over here, which we put on my candle. Lighter goes back where it was before, and everything is in line, ready for the decanting itself. Very gently, and keeping the label in front of the customer, I will start with the operation of decanting. So I was literally, very slowly, look through the neck of the bottle, and that's why the aluminium seal was taken off before, to look through that particular place. and make sure that there are no sediment going from the bottle to the decanter itself. This is an operation that I will do very slowly. It will take a little bit of time, but it's very well worth it for the wine. I will slow the flow of the wine towards the end when I see some sediment moving and floating around. I will turn the neck of the bottle to make sure that no wine lands on my tablecloth, and I will also clean the front of it. The label is still facing the guest itself. What I will do next is the closure of the decanting. So I'm removing the decanter from the back, that will go in front. I'm also placing the little plate in front of the bottle with the cork facing up. I used the aluminium foil to close the bottle so that the presentation is immaculate. It's just a bottle without wine. I will place the candle in the middle and I will end the process. Here we go. So the reason why we decanted this wine is really to aerate the wine itself, so increase that oxidation that we have such a Pomerol of this age, but also to make sure that the sediment stays in the bottle where the pure wine ends in the decanter. Red wines are not only the wines that need to be decanted, also champagnes and white wine need to be decanted in some occasions. So, and also another matter is not just because we want to keep the sediment on the bottle and not on the decanter that we are going through this process, but especially nowadays wines, they don't have much sediment, so it's a question of aerate really the wine and helping to keep alive from the beginning. So when are we suggesting to the customer if he would like or she would like the wine to be decanted? Well, the best opportunity is when we're presenting the wine itself that has been chosen or recommended by the sommelier. This is the right time, and it should be suggested, not asked. Different customer will expect a wine like the Pomerol to be decanted, and others wouldn't, and it's entirely their own choice. If we are thinking when is the right time to decant a wine, I think there is not much of a rule behind it or a logic. There are times in a restaurant where the wines need to be decanted during a certain time that could be, for example, between the starter and the main course, where maybe the service is a little bit slow or the people at the table are not communicating as such. So you need really to use your own skills to understand when is the perfect timing to go and create an atmosphere around your customers as well. But as a preference, the sooner we decant the wine, the better it is, because it just gives the wines the time really to flourish. And wine like the Pomerol, we need that time. So we have a bottle of champagne, Laurent Perrier, nice and chilled, non-vintage. And we will open the bottle and serve 6 glasses of champagne. Usually fairly convenient to dry a bit the bottle so that it's not so slippery. We are going to take off the foil in the bottle of champagne. I usually use my corkscrew to facilitate this operation, keeping the label in front of the customer and just doing a clear cut behind and in front. I will then keep the finger on top, use the lip that we have over here so that the foil comes out perfectly. So now that the foil is off, we will literally keep a finger on top of the cork This is for security really. The pressure in the bottle is very high. Open a little bit the cage, the metallic cage, and then change the finger with the thumb and pick up the bottle, and this is where the bottle will move very slowly. You will need to maintain the pressure inside the bottle as much as possible and release it very slowly. We always smell the cork to see if any major defects are existing. The labels stay in front of the customers and then we'll start to pour. Very gently. And here we have the 6 glasses of champagne.